Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to your update, your daily update on Solana. Purely technically, just to cut to the chase, not much has changed since my analysis yesterday. So if you still remember that fully, then I would say that there's less value in watching this video. But overall, there are some things we need to talk about, all right? So we'll talk about some fundamentals. And apart from that, the market right now is also in a state we haven't seen for 4 months, all right? And that state is a state of very, very low volume, right? So if you look at the volume right now it's down to, market-wide, $37 billion. The last time we hit those levels was the beginning of February. So that's almost 4 months ago. Bitcoin's volume is a little bit lower. That was actually back in January. And that period of time was relatively bearish, right? But that was also a period of time where we turned bullish. So that's something we could think about. Later in February, we turned bullish, so it still took some time. But for now, the lack of volume, I would say, is bearish, all right? So what I said yesterday when we talk about the situation right now is that you can see that Solana is very much consolidating. The EMAs right here are relatively flat, which means the average price is flat, which means we're bouncing around in a range. But if you zoom out, and we'll do that in a moment, first of all, momentum is also still very much up and down. Overnight we had a bit of an increase. Right now it has dropped back down, so nothing is happening with that. It's also barely recognizable on the chart. But no, all right, yeah, that's what I wanted to show. So overall, I would say we are consolidating, but it is with a slight bearish bias, all right? Especially since I think Bitcoin at this moment is a little bit more bearish than bullish. Now, apart from that, I do think Solana has a chance, all right? Because, and we've talked about this multiple times, Solana related to Bitcoin is in a bit of an uptrend, all right? So even though Bitcoin is slightly bearish, Solana could potentially hold its own if Bitcoin starts to drop down. Now, if Bitcoin really dumps down again and really starts falling, like it falls down 5%, Solana will fall down hard as well, of course. But for now, I have hope that Solana has a bit of a chance to at least stay in this wider consolidation, because right now, if you zoom out, we're stuck between like 149 up here, and then at the bottom at 140. And I do think at this moment, even though due to the low volume, and that's also something you should know, due to the low volume also for Solana, we're going to be volatile. All right, so we're going to spike around in this bigger area, probably between 152 and 138. But ultimately, the breakout, I think, is most likely. So a real breakout, right? So not just volatility, but a real close below or above a level, and then a retest. I think it's most likely that that's going to be bearish, all right? At this moment, there's nothing indicating bullish momentum in the markets, so I think this is what you should be prepared for. Now, does that necessarily mean that it will happen? No, all right? Like I said, Solana against Bitcoin is relatively strong. If you look at some fundamentals for Solana, it's also fine. The DEX volumes are relatively, I would say, stable. And then you see the daily transactions and the daily active addresses are actually going up a little bit. So that in combination with the relative strength against Bitcoin, if Bitcoin does turn bullish here, which like I said, if you look at the trends and the momentum, seems unlikely. But if that turns bullish, then Solana can still rally, right? So that is a possibility, especially on a Sunday to Monday, which is usually very difficult to predict and analyze. But what's most likely at this moment, if we just based off the information we have right now, is that we will consolidate in this area for a bit longer, spike up and down, and then get a bearish breakout eventually. But I will keep you updated on that. That's what I think for now. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments, of course. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.